And we are ready to begin. We've waited for you your entire lives, and now you're going to understand it. We say that to you every time we see you. It doesn't matter when that might be, because you will still understand it whenever that is. And we hope that for more of you that would be today, because you are never limited. We gave you that message on this date in 2008, as you see, because we wanted you to understand the organization of your life and your universe, because everything we have given you was to help you move through this period in your world, which we have called your restructuring. And that means that you exist in the world now to do something really wonderful, and it's within you. And we know it's there because we've seen it, and we've given our messenger a manner and a way for you to uncover it, for you to really realize who you are and why you decided to be in the world at this time. This is the most momentous time that your world has ever experienced, and you happen to be alive, which means that you have something within you that you wanted to develop. It's part of your evolutionary path, and it's why you wanted to be here. And if you decide to love yourself, you will help change this world, and that's why we gave you our work. Now, we understand it's really challenging for many of you to believe that. It was challenging for our messenger to believe it, so we decided to intervene, which we do quite often, as we have said, because there are certain times where you need to make movement, and movement is about energy, and that energy of you loving yourself and accepting the next part of who you are meant to become. Each of you comes into the world to become something wonderful, which is why we have said you are a gift to humankind, and you decided to be alive now to realize that and actualize it. But we know you don't believe it, so we had to give you something new. So we brought a new philosophy, and we called it your life operating instructions, because we thought maybe you would want a different way to operate in your lives, so that you would leave a world that your children, your those who will come later, would want to live in. And this is why we have given you a path. Throughout civilization, you move through evolutionary shifts. And during those times, there will be beings who will come about who will bring you new information and innovative ways of living. And that was our messenger. He didn't know that was going to be his life. None of you know who you're going to become. There would be no point in that, because you would never evolve, and neither would your world. But you did choose a dynamic time, as we've said, so that means that you hold something that is valuable. We've been saying this to you for the longest time, and when we first began doing our messages, we said that the only reason we were doing it was because we wanted you to move beyond your fear and doubt of what you could accomplish. That means what you could accomplish individually and what your world could accomplish. Because we said the other day that utopia was attainable. We know that it is, because we've given you the way to get there. We can't force you to believe, however, because it is a process that you use over linear time. Now, our messenger did not understand what he was doing. He accepted this role, but we wanted to explain it to all of you. And so what we've had him do over the last few weeks is to go back and put together strings of messages that we have given you over the same date, because there is an organization in your universe, and you're all connected. You weren't born accidentally. We had him put together something to show you that your life was not accidental. None of you. You just figure it out, and you each have something you were meant to do. Now, this particular time in your world, however, in this restructuring, we've said it's been off balance, which is why we came in and had our being bring you new information, because you've been carrying around anger, you've been carrying around hatred, you've been carrying around racism and misogyny and all of these things that do not serve you. It doesn't serve you as the individual, and it doesn't serve your planet as a whole. So we thought maybe you would want to look at that and get over it and move over to something else and live the life that you wanted to have. You must understand that you're all the same. Now, you're always in this process of coming to oneness, understanding that all humans are born with something, but you don't get there right away, which is why we've given you all the evolutionary stuff to understand how you move through things and begin to understand. So we had our messenger put together something which he will explain it a little bit more. He always has difficulty explaining it to you, so we're so grateful that you now have artificial intelligence where he could put it together and they can analyze what we have given him, and they came up with a brilliant answer. And it was, we've given you something that combined Einstein and Jesus and Tesla and Carl Jung, because those are all the things, the beings who have come before, the information that you can use now to create the world that you want to have. But most of you won't believe that you have the ability to do that. So we thought maybe if we gave you a plan, maybe if we showed you that it could work, and maybe if we showed you a being who utilized all of our work and now at 74 has reversed everything that he's gone through in his life, which you all can do, which is how you create the world that you want to see. And it comes through you. We just wanted you to understand how vital and important you are. And there could be no better time for you to do it than now, because you're coming up to your full moon, and we have more for you on that date, because it's another time for you to take another big leap in your life. And that's why we gave you the message the other day about take the big leap, because it's within each of you. There is no hierarchy of souls. We want you to hear that, because each of you are that important. But you've been saying things to yourself that don't allow you to understand that importance. And so the energy of who you are has not been manifest in the world, which is why we have given you this. We wanted you to have a much better life. We wanted you to manifest a much better world where you would all love one another and create something brilliant, because you've just lost your way a little bit. And as we said, the United States was leading the way. They still are. The election that you had was not an accident. We understand that many of you on both sides might have been a little surprised and upset, but we gave you the information on that because we said we wanted you to move over your self-doubt, because that's the goal of your life. It's the only thing that holds you back, is that you don't believe how important you are. You don't know that you have something that was meant to be developed over time, and we have given you a guide. Now we want to say something else, because you didn't believe this. There's organization in your universe, and we said you have a divine plan, and we gave you a message on your birthday in 2012, because we knew that would be a little stretch of the imagination, that you would think that how could that have happened. That only occurs because you don't understand your importance. You don't understand that you are this particle that was a part of the universe that was meant to be alive now to help your world become something magnificent, which is why we've always talked about the age of Aquarius, because that is where you're moving. And so, as we've said in the very beginning, if you're doing something now in your life that is bringing greatness to others and not just to yourself, it's for all now, then you're going to have this beautiful life, and you're going to be rewarded with the riches that you've always wanted. And we know that is true because we've seen it and we've laid it all out for you, and we had our messenger unearth videos that he had hidden away, not hidden, but he just didn't allow you to see them, which has been a problem for all of you. You hide yourselves away. And this is the time that you're meant to own yourselves. And we have given you the tools, the way to do that. And so now that we've moved our messenger out of the way, he can let go of some of his guilt. You see, because he didn't understand what he had. And so he's thinking of all the people that he's left that he couldn't explain to them what he was doing. Well, now he can. And you will be able to do the same thing, because you were born with this brilliant purpose and meaning that is meant to actualize now, and we have given you the way to do that, and we want all of you to start taking that step. This is why we have said to our messenger, we want him to take the next step, which is to finish, put more of this into the work that we have already given him. You each have that within you, and we want you to understand, when he's talked about this program, or when you've heard about it from others, you must know he's only given them 31 days of our information, and we have thousands of pages that would change your life and your world, and now he's committed to giving it to you all, because he has nothing more in his life that he wants to do than to see you love yourself and prosper, and to see your world become what it could be, because he knows that you can all accomplish that as we do. We love you all so very much.